Good day, everybody. My name is Hussein Mashud Omofalari, and I have here with me
Part
300 level student of Olabisi Onabanjo University. I'm currently studying
Zoology and Environmental Biology. So today will be the first day of our field course, and it will be a very new experience for us. I'm sure you guys have never heard of it, and it will also be off campus. Come with us, let's have fun.
Good morning. We are set to embark on the field trip for the year 2023-24 session. The title of the course is 0317, the field course. Here we are setting out. It's going to be a week-long program, and we are going to visit some places in Victoria Line, to be specific, the NIOMR. Then we'll visit some educational institutions as well around NIOMR that has to do with oceanography, and we are going to visit, conservation reserve at Lekki, and we are going to visit another wildlife conservation and some all other places that are related to field work for zoology students. So we are going to get it done for this week long. We are going to have about 48 students on ground that will go with us and some of the coordinators. And we are starting off. We appreciate the Vice Chancellor for giving us the approval to do this, and we're good. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Lawal Aisha, a student of Olabisi Onabanjo University, 300 level Zoology and Environmental Biology. Today is the second day of the field trip. We are here at NIOMR, and basically what we learned today was about marine biology, aquaculture, everything in the marine life. And yes, this field trip, the main reason for this field trip is for us to have more understanding on what we've learned in class, to practicalize them, and also to have more knowledge on what the course is all about.
Hi, my name is Adela Jolua. We are currently on our field trip. So we are here at NIOMR, National Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research. So after leaving their institute, we went to the marine. We entered into their vessel. They took us to various departments in the vessel, and we were in their engine room. The experience we had here was fun, and I hope that it continues like this. We get to experience more and have fun. Thank you.
My name is Daniel. I'm Department of Zoology and Environmental Biology. We are on a field trip. This field trip is basically on practical aspect of what they taught us at school.
Good day, guys. So today is the second day of the field course. We are here at NIOMR. It has been an interesting field course for us. So at NIOMR here, we were taught a lot of things, a lot of different things. Different departments came to speak to us, like the oceanography department, the fishery department, the aquaculture department, what they entails, how they capture fish, everything we need to know about them. They took us to their rooms. They showed us the different types of gears used in capturing fishes, and trust me, it has been a wonderful experience. And after that, we went to the marine house where we entered the ship, and we entered the ship. They showed us different things how ship is operated, the powerhouse. Student of zoology and environmental biology. I've actually learned a lot of things today. I learned about the anthropogenic effects on the ocean. I've even learned about the fishes. I learned how fishes are reared, how they are captured. I've learned a lot of things that has helped me in my academic careers. Join me as we start the third day tomorrow. Thank you.
Here comes our destination. After riding all the way from Aboye to Lagos by NIOMR currently.
Double up. Hello there, how are you?
Sorry, would I go up to your vehicle? And that has delayed the time to start. So we have been calling on your lecturers to come back because they were here at the exact time. And they need to do other things in their office. So we're going to start. People will stand up and recite your school national anthem. Your school national anthem, your school slogan. If you don't know how to sing it or you don't know it, just you stand up and you listen to the rest people that know it. Ready? 1, 2, go. Arise, O compassion, Nigeria's follow me, to serve our father's land, we fly. because we actually want people to have our facility tour and also visit our vessel. So we're going to do things very fast. You are present at Nigeria Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research, NIOMR, Victoria Island, Lagos. NIOMR has 4 outstations. We have one in Badore, we have 2 in Port Harcourt, and 1 in Sapele. Our vision is to become a world-class center of excellence in marine sciences. Also, our goal also is to key into the national goals for food security and poverty reduction through marine environmental cleanliness and sustainability. So we have different departments in NIOMR, up to 12. We have new departments that we just birthed, but we are going to limit you to your scope of study. I think you people are zoological students, so we are going to limit you to environmental science and marine biology. So we have departments of physical and chemical oceanography, we have departments of biological oceanography, we have departments of fish safety, we have departments of fish technology and safety, we have departments of fish product development. We also have Department of Extension Research. We have Department of Aquaculture, and amongst others. I said I'm not going to bore you with all of that. So NIOMR was founded in 1975. The name of our executive director is Professor Dr. Captain Abiodun Sule. You see, he has many caps. So we also have our Director of Research, of the person of Dr. Patsy Obatola. They would have been present, but they are absent right now because of duty calls. So we're going to start, we're going to educate you with the mandates, activities, and achievements of each of these departments. And after that, we'll go for our tour. So I invite Dr. Ayodada from Fishery Resources and Marine Biology. Is your first lecturer. So let's start.
Good afternoon, everyone. You are welcome to NIOMR. This is Nigeria Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research. And standing in front of you is a little girl from marine biology. My expertise is on marine conservation. Marine biology. Can I have my slide? Not yet. Okay, but I can go on and be talking, yes, right? Because the slide is just a formality. So marine biology is like the heartbeat of NIOMR, because like she introduced NIOMR to you, NIOMR was founded on basis of marine sciences. In marine biology, we only deal with capture fisheries. You are a student of zoology, right? Do you have some of you that have interest in fisheries? Because I know zoology encompasses so many areas. So I wouldn't know if any one of you here have a passion for fisheries or marine science or anything called water. No? Yes. Oh, okay. So I'm still speaking to the right people. Yes, sir. All right. So marine science deals with, you know, we have culture fisheries and we also have capture fisheries. Sorry, I'm going to be more into fisheries than your zoology. I'm basically a fisheries expert, so I'll talk more on my own area. So we deal with capture fisheries. What we mean by capture fisheries is that fishes that are not cultured, they are from the wild. So basically in NIOMR, we deal with only marine environment, because that is the basic call for this institute. So we deal with capture fisheries, fishes from the wild. It's more or less like a wildlife department, but we can't call it wildlife department. But in marine biology, we have different areas. We have marine conservation, we have marine wildlife, you know, marine mammals, we have plankton, we have benthic, you know, we have physicochemistry aspect of whatever we are doing. Because this institute deals with the environment. Everything we do here must be directed or indirected to our environment. We all know that climate change is here. So everything we are doing goes around the climate change. So when you see us talk about ocean, talk about the lives in the ocean, we are basically talking about our conserving our environment, which is more or less talking about the climate change and the rest. I wish I should have my slide. Like I told you, we deal with plankton. How many of us know anything about plankton in marine biology? We deal with plankton. Have you ever heard the word plankton before? Yes. All right. Okay, you are zoo student, right? Yes. We have phytoplankton and we have also zooplankton. And you know that this animal, can anybody define what plankton is? Because it's going to be an interactive class. This is an excursion, this is not a classroom work. So can anybody define what plankton is to me? At least you must have done it. You are 400 level student, right? Or 300 level student. All right. What is plankton? You just told me you know what plankton is. Now. Nobody? Class rep? Class governor? Where are you?
They are not ready for it.
They are not ready for that. Well, planktons are animals, you know, that are, just to paraphrase, I'm not going to give you the real definition, that are drifted by the ocean current, and you can see them with your naked eye. So we have the zoo, we have the phyto. The phyto are the ones that are, they basically make use of the sunlight, while the zoo are the one that has the animal formation in them. And also in marine biology, we have mangrove. Do you know mangrove forest? You will say yes, but if I ask you now, you will not respond. Mangrove, you know, we have riparian forest and we have mangrove forest. For us as marine scientists, we deal basically with mangrove forest. Mangrove, we have white mangrove, we have red mangrove. These are the vegetation that are found close to marine environment. And basically in Nigeria here, we have Rhizophora responsa. That's the one we have, the red mangrove. That's what we have in Nigeria here. Also in marine biology, we have expertise on marine mammals. Marine mammals, where you talk about marine mammal watch, like all these dolphin, manatees, you understand, and so many of them. Some of you could mistake shark as a marine mammal. No, shark is a fish. You understand? So, yes, somebody... She's just hearing that for the first time. How many of us know that shark is not a mammal? So if you don't know, try and Google it. Shark is not a mammal, it's a fish. So, but we have those ones that, like whales, that have mammary glands. So that's why they are called mammals. And right now, there are some things on the red list of IUCN. One of them is sea turtle. How many of us have seen a sea turtle before? No. Do you know we have sea turtle in Nigeria? So that one is basically on IUCN red list. It's a reptile. It's not a mammal. It's a marine reptile, you know. But it's on red list because it's already endangered. All over the world, you are not given the privilege to hunt them again. That would diversify me into marine conservation. So one of the things we look into in marine biology is conservation, conserving the environment. Conservation basically is talking about preservation and protection of marine lives. You understand? Out of this conservation, we talk about anthropogenic marine debris. Like when you go to the beach, some beaches are clean while some are dirty. I'm sorry to say, we don't make good use of our resources in Nigeria. When you visit beaches in some other countries of the world, you would like to stay there for hours. But when you go to our own beaches, what we see is, who can tell me what we normally see on the shoreline? Please speak up, because you see it. While you are coming, you came through Third Mainland Bridge, right? And so you must have seen something while on the water. So what do you see? Plastics, dirty. So we classify it as anthropogenic marine debris. All that you have seen that are called death to you, that are solid waste, they are trouble for the lives that stays in the marine environment. Now, they are projected that maybe by 2030 or 2040, we will no longer catch fishes. What we'll be catching is plastic. How many of us will like that? By the time you people are giving birth to your own children, there will not be fish in Nigeria again. What we have in our ocean is what? Plastic. To the beach, you do beach cleanup, so that all those debris that you are seeing, so that they will not accumulate and at the end of the day destroy what we have in our marine environment. We have seen fishes, when you dissect them, you see microplastic in them. So some of the things you consume, you are consuming plastic and it's very dangerous to your own health. But those are the things we look into. And we have a campaign, we launched a campaign concerning that when you want to dispose your waste, your solid waste, please dispose them appropriately. All of us we've all committed the crime in one way or the other. When you finish drinking your bottled water, immediately you just fling it out of the window, straight on the streets. When rain falls, it washes it down, maybe into a small river. From small river, everything goes back to the ocean. The mechanic on your street, once he finish repairing the cars, just pour the oil straight into maybe the canal or the gutter in front of his workshop. When rain falls, like normally rain, the one that fell today now, it washes it straight into a small river. From small river, everything go back to the bigger one, which is the ocean. And sometimes we have some spillage. Not necessarily until when you go into drill oil. Some of us, we call some spillage that are bad, and you don't know. A little bit here, a little bit there will make a great one. So we deal with all that too here, and we like to sensitize people, and so that when you go out to, you also preach the gospel of conservation, how you can take care of your own environment. In marine, but okay, the slide is coming up, right? My Oga, she said, I have just maybe 5 minutes left. This is the coastline of Nigeria, 853 kilometers long, okay? Please, next slide. There are our coastal areas, the sandy beach, the lagoon and the estuaries, extensive wetland, mangrove areas. Did you see the mangrove I just mentioned and the Niger Delta? These are our coastal areas. Next slide. The definition of what a lagoon is, estuary, wetland and mangrove. We don't have time to be discussing all that, but these are the major marine areas, lagoons, estuaries, wetland and mangrove. Can we have the next one, sir? So marine resources, we basically deal with living or renewable resources, plant and animal. Very high biodiversity. Next slide. The other time we were talking about planting and some other things. I didn't mention some other things because I couldn't see my slide. Plant species include small single-cell phytoplankton that are the primary producers. You know now, in your food niche in your school, you have the primary, secondary, tertiary, and then the decomposers. So these ones are the primary producers. We have the live algae, we have grasses, we have some grasses that are sea grasses. Do you understand? While you are coming, I don't know if you have seen water icing before. On water, some plants that are drifted by, yes, grasses, and we have the sedge. Next, please, another higher plant, mangroves. I told you that mangroves are found very close to marine environment. If you have ever been to Badagry Creek before, you will see some plants, they have their roots inside the water, as if they are bending. They will never die. They can survive the salt level. Do you understand? It's not all plants that can survive it, but they call them mangroves. Some of them are called riparian forests, but majorly we deal with mangrove here. Then the next one, let's take this one away. This is just showing mangrove. Then for the animals, we have the smallest protozoans, the planktonic invertebrates, benthic and demersal species, bony fishes. Did you see bony fishes? Sharks and whales. We have the reptiles like tortoise and crocodiles. Then we have the bells. We also deal with seabirds. Then the mammals like the dolphin, whales. Take back the slide. These are some of the classification. I think you can classify very well. You are from zoo, right? You have general, species, and the rest. So we don't need to diversify so much into it. These are general, these are species. On mangrove vegetation alone, we have 49 general, and we have over 60 species. Okay? Because we have some plants that they are called associate mangrove species. Not necessarily red mangrove alone. We have some other plants in that cluster in an ecosystem. You know, here we talk about ecosystem. When you talk about ecosystem, I am the teacher teaching you right now. You are the student listening. We have somebody that is anchoring the program. So this is like an ecosystem. So we are all dependent on each other. So that's what we mean by an ecosystem. The animals, they depend on the plant, and some higher plants depend on the physicochemistry of the water. All right, can you move that one, please? These are some of our classification in Nigeria, some of the fish species that we have in Nigeria. We have West African Elisha, we have Barracuda. How many of you have seen some of these fish species before? You must have seen them, but because you didn't really take note of them. We have the African Popano, we have pufferfish, we have sea in your pot of soup before, right? Especially that soulfish. The egus, they used to smoke it and it's very delicious. So can we take the bony fishes away? We have the dogfish shark. Can you see? I'm sure you have seen all of these, maybe while you are browsing or you are watching NIOMR. They must have done some documentary. We have hammerhead shark. These are some of the species that we have in our water in Nigeria. All right, can we take this away? Then the major economic important fish species and their family. When you talk about economy, that is some fish species that can give you money, you know, that have value. It's not that all of them are important, but some are more celebrated than the other one. Maybe because of culture, because of taste, because of socio-economic factors. So these are some of them. If I start measuring them now, we will not leave here today. You will not be able to get to your school in time. So these are some of them. If you need material, maybe you are writing your final year project or whatever, you can come back to NIOMR. We always give you the resources. Then next, please. Madam said this up. All right. Next one, these are still fishes. Shrimps. We know shrimps. Yoruba call them ede. You know them in the market. You know they are very delicious. We have crabs as well. Please take the slide away, sir. Shellfish. Please take it away so that we stop talking so much. Then we have other invertebrates like sea cucumber. How many of you have seen them before? Sea urchin. That one that has spines all over the body. Then corals. You've seen them, right? These ones are higher ones, but we have them in our water. Bivalves, when you go to the beach, you have them. Hermit crabs, starfish, they are all in our water. Thank you very much. Questions, sir?
Questions, please.
The mangrove tree.
Mangrove, yeah.
Yeah, are the roots as deep as adventures like normal terrestrial?
No, their roots are different. They are very tough. Like I said, they spread and they are very deep because you know they deal with the ocean current. Do you get it? There is a current moving. If you are not strong, the current will uproot. But this one, they are very, very strong. There is no amount of current that can, except if we have some exceptional climate problem, like all this tsunami and the rest that can destroy biodiversity. That's where they can be destroyed. So they are always very, very strong. And I didn't tell you that this mangrove too is more or less like going away if you are not careful. We have red mangrove in Lagos, while we have white mangrove in Niger Delta, and we are not really taking care of them because the people that live on the coastline, they normally destroy them. They do deforestation. They use them to smoke fish because there is a kind of soot they produce that is different from the normal forestry. Their own is somehow brownish, so it's a bit very unique. When they use it to smoke fish, the fish will look very golden and very attractive. So most of the time they go out there, they destroy them anyhow because they believe that it will regenerate itself. No, if you keep destroying them, one day you will not find them there again. Thank you very much. Any other question?
A round of applause for her. Very intelligent person. What's your name? Sorry?
Yes.
To digress. During the meeting of paying compensation to the people that are going to destroy their houses, the minister, Umar, came and was telling all the people that were going to pay, and they were in the meeting. Someone that, an NGO, they call them Eco Restoration. It's an NGO, you can Google it. So there was a member of that NGO there, and he raised up his hand and told the minister that there's something they are going to destroy, and there's nobody who come and ask for compensation. So the minister just put rapt attention because you know politicians, how they are scared that which one is this one again? Said, then he told the minister that the mangroves, when they destroy it, the mangroves, you know what the mangrove does? Protects the ocean coastline. He says, so when they put road on top and when there's problem, the road can be eroded because the mangrove that is protecting the ocean is gone. So you see, a round of applause for her again.
Thank you very much for that question. Because even basically, now, all over the world, they are looking at mangrove to use as a check on climate change. You know, they can absorb the carbon dioxide. Do you understand? They can store a lot of things in their body, those plants you are seeing, but nobody's taking care of them like Dr. Gloria said. Any question? There's a guy that raised up his hand, yes? I should talk more about anthropogenic waste.
I have a question about it. What are the ways we can employ in Nigeria that will help us against the preservation of marine lives?
What are the ways?
Yes, that we can employ in the eradication of the waste that will help to preserve marine lives.
Yes, one of it is recycling, you know. Outside Nigeria, there is something they call use and use and reuse and reuse again. But here in Nigeria, once you buy something from the market, they pack it in your nylon bag. After, what do? You just throw it away. Abroad, you buy the bag, so you'll not be able to throw it away, so that you can keep using it. You use and use and use and use, so you won't have more debris out there. And one of it is education, like I'm educating you right now. You too, you'll be visiting the coastline, talking to people that stays on the coastline, talking to your colleagues too. That stop throwing all of this, because they say, according to research, it takes hundreds of years for plastic to decay. What you see is not decay, it's just breaking down. It has not decayed. The only thing that decays is things like wood, you understand? But anything made from rubber and the rest, they don't go away in time. Some sea turtle have gotten themselves entangled into nets. All the nets we use in trawling. We scientists, marine scientists, are not out of this too, because when you go for trawling on the high sea, probably you lost your net, maybe because of one thing or the other that took it away from you. The net goes away. One animal will just get clustered into it and will be struggling and struggling until maybe die. Life is being knocked out of the animal. Do you understand? So one of it is sensitization, the one I'm doing for you right now, and the one you two will carry away. And one of it is when you buy things like using nylon bag, you use and use again. When you are disposing, you dispose very well. You don't just throw things out, because it keeps accumulating, and we are seeing them already inside fish, and you are consuming it. I am consuming it, which are carcinogenic to our health.
A round of applause for her. Come back here.
No, not. I'm happy because I'm here today.
All right, sir.
I know this is a federal organization.
Yes,
right?
Pastor, yes.
Yes, thank you. Now, over the years, there has been this drastic reduction in these.
Sir, speak loud so that
they too can hear, sir.
Okay. Over the years, there has been a drastic reduction in these El Nino and Cuba catch fish due to anthropogenic impacts.
Yes.
Yes. Recently, the study shows in Nigeria that one river in Osun State is heavily polluted with plastic, microplastic. So I don't know, maybe if this organization has a
statistics on that
shows the level of kind of correlation between the microplastic pollution and fish reduction in Nigeria. Because that's one of the major issues right now we are facing.
Yes.
So I don't know, maybe.
You know, we are not the only organization that deals with fisheries. We have Federal Department of Fisheries. So we are advisory bodies. We advise, we do research. And like you are seeing us individually, like me, like myself, I've worked on anthropogenic marine debris. Some other colleagues who have worked. So when you keep collating those data together, that's when you have a massive data to present. But right now, I cannot say that I'm pinpointing a particular data, you understand? Federal Department of Fisheries over there, you know, we are all closer together. They are over there, they will have their own data too. But like you said, plastic and debris is one of the problems we are having concerning fish catch in Nigeria. By the time all those fisher folks, when they go out to fish, when they come back, they bring massive plastic with their fishes, you know. It's very, very, very absurd. It's not a good thing at all with our environment, just because we have seen the environment that is very free. So everybody, you do anything you like there and you get away with it. Outside the world, outside Nigeria, they don't allow that. In fact, if you do that, it's a crime. Animals have rights. I am a wildlife person. The first time I visited Kanji Lake National Park, they wrote on their road, on their tracks, The animals here, they have rights. That is, they can come and pounce on you. You have to be the one to be careful because you are in their territory. But here in Nigeria, I'll just go to Oniru Beach there, do whatever nonsense I feel like doing, and get away with it because the ocean has no boundary. You know what Nigeria is sharing? Nigeria is sharing with Gulf of Guinea, Ghana, Senegal, all of us are sharing the same water to the UK. Those ones, they will protect their own part. We don't protect our own part. And you know that there is no boundary. Our own can drift to their own and their own can come back to us. That's why they are solving climate change. And here in Nigeria, we are still enjoying. But as we are seeing it, it's fast approaching. We have to be very careful. Thank you very much.
So the next presenter is from the Department of Biological Oceanography. The head of department is Dr. Yakubu. Then the person presenting now is Dr. Basil. Round of applause.
Good morning all. My name is Basi, two Basis. I'm representing the Department of Biological Oceanography, and I'll just briefly, because they gave me 10 minutes, but I don't think I can miss 10 minutes. All right. I've been made to understand that you guys are from the Department of Zoology, Applied Zoology and Environmental Biology. Yeah, so I believe you key in more into our department. Very, very much more. Okay? So we can go next. So we look at, generally, when we say biological oceanography, we try as much as possible to sync the environmental variables as to how they have an impact on the biological components. So we have a mandate. Just go down. Now, the biological oceanography generally looks at life forms, okay, in the ocean. Now, we don't just want to look at just the life forms. We also want to see how the distribution pattern, the abundance, like my other learned colleague has also made mention of. All right. We'll just go down, don't worry. I'll talk much more on practical situations. We also look at, generally, we look at the continuous monitoring. Now, why do we intend to deal with continuous monitoring? Obviously, what she was trying to say was, we are not the regulatory body, but we are a research entity. And so, for me to give you anything called trend, the word trend, it has to be continuous. All right, it has to be what? Continuous, for us to understand that particular trend of what? The environmental variables, of how they have a significant impact on the distribution, abundance of the life forms within the Nigerian territorial waters and beyond. All right, so we don't just only look at what we deal with inland waters, we also look at oceanic aspect as well. So the word marine itself encompasses the entirety. All right. You know we have what we call water. Now, in science, it begins from home. Somebody asked a question. I was talking about sources. It begins from home. They say charity. Creeklets. Creeklets opens into what they call creeks. Creeks open into what they call lagoons. Lagoons open into what they call estuaries. And the estuary lies perpendicular straight to the ocean. And we have one here, which is open through the Commodore Channel. So you have an opportunity of seeing that when you get to the vessel, all right? So we also conduct what they call a constant monitoring, all right, of what? These sources. The impact, please, there's what we call vulnerability. I always tell science that vulnerability in our terms refers to 1, exposure, 2, susceptibility, 3, the impact in terms of adaptability. So when the impact is there, it depends on how they respond to what the sources of the discharge, of what they are confronted to or with. All right? So our specific mandate in biological oceanography focuses on 1, we look at the environmental factors and physiological mechanisms. So we don't just want to see 1, we may mention that the sources are critical. The sources of pollution. There's a difference between contamination and pollution. we look at them critically. There are several indices for you to start calculating that. And the first thing in doing that is for you to understand those environmental variables. So it is necessary for you to note that the environmental factors, how they affect, how they have a significant impact on the physiology of the biological life forms. It is critical to our territorial waters. And man, why? It's because we definitely will biomagnify anything that is being bioaccumulated from the water stream. So it is critical for us to understand that. Now, productivity. My senior learned colleague also made mention of the aspect of productivity as well as biodiversity. Now, we also look at the aspect of productivity from the planting aspect, also from the macrobentic aspect. Now, the essence of looking at this is critical to the point of why are we studying it? We use it as what they call bioindicator species to tell us the present status of the environment. So there are several indices that can help you do that and let you know specifically if this environment is disturbed by what? Anthropogenic activities. Now, anthropogenic activities are of diverse forms. So you can tell you specifically if it is coming from an oil source, if it is coming from what? Even man-made activities from sewage, it's coming from as a result of domestic activities, as a result of your scum soaps and all the rest. It tells you specifically the level of disturbance and how it has a major input in the biological life forms. So, the simplest of them all was very critical in the physiological aspects, the physicochemical aspects. Why do we look at the physicochemical characteristics? It's because we want to see the water quality. Now, there's what we call the aquifer. Before you start looking at the aspect, the geometry and the geoformology, we'll have to tell you first what you drink, what is as a result of what you have actually discharged. True or false? I am discharging something and it's open to the water source. Definitely it will seep into or percolate into that level of what we call the aquifer. So even us, we still deal with what they call the underground water. We still study the underground water, not just the surface water. So we look at the surface water, groundwater, as well as the demersal level water, and even pore water. It simply means that what is pore water? Water that resides in between sediments. When sand is for land, it is called soil. When you go inside water, in simple terminology, is sediments. So therefore, once it is inside that sediment, and I bring it out, you see that sediment is called wet weights, WW, right? But in between, there's what we call pore water. So for us to understand the word grain size analysis, it is necessary, ideal for us to note that there's what we call pore water. So we don't just limit ourselves at looking at the surface water, the demersal water, we also look at the pore water. And also the sedimental quality. So in looking at, there are other oscillating markers. So we have what we call markers. Now, for us, we call them biomarkers. We have three types, basically: exposure, susceptibility, and effects. All right. Now, the distribution pattern. My learned colleague also made mention of planting. Now, for us, why do we want to look at planting? Is it just because of the distributive nature or the abundance level? No. We don't just want to look at it from that perspective. Well, we've been co-opted possibly. There's a chance that we might be going into the maritime and blue economy. It talks about basically productivity and how we can sustainably harness resources without having any environmental degradative impact within that ecosystem. So therefore, it is ideal for us to understand productivity. Now let us just, I'll quickly stop here and go into much more practical within the next 3 minutes. Now, somebody asked a question on plastic pollution. What department is also one, what we deal with critically. One, we look at planting. Two, we look at macroinvertebrates. Three, we deal with microbial studies, analysis. In-depth analysis, when we talk about environmental aspects, that's what we deal with. 4, we deal with aquatic toxicology. Now we look at every aspect of toxicity. So we are a general consultant for the oil and gas industry, right? So when we talk about toxicity, we are very much in vogue. The latest information you can find here and in our laboratory. We are fully licensed by what NUPRC, formerly called DPR. So we also look at aspects that deals with microplastics. Somebody made mention of microplastics. Now, this is also the current research we are undertaking. And we have not just done research, we have also gone as far as going to the sea. So we have covered the entire stretch of the Nigerian coastline. Now we have subdivided it into 3 sections. We have looked at it from the western axis, which is this zone, the central axis, and also the eastern axis. So we've collected samples, and we've also looked at microplastics abundance, distribution within the surface water as well as the sediment. Now, why do we look at it? It's basically because of the anthropogenic activities. What are those anthropogenic activities, class? 1, the oil and gas plant, FPSOs. They are there. They do what we call coating. There is a guideline we call biofouling. It's about to become a convention. Please, it is very necessary at your level you start reading with references. So when we look at situations like this critically, we make references to some particular guidelines. So you can see I'm making reference to biofouling guidelines. Now, why? It's because they coat, and those paints, you call them paints, they will break away. Why? Because of those environmental variables, photolysis, so many other actions. And mind you, they are within a highly saline environment. So therefore, as it hits, boom, you feel it that just nothing has happened, there's no impact. Yes, there is an impact. The roads there. So definitely we look at that. Even the what's called the fishing people, which are artisanal fisher folks, they discharge a whole lot. So you may be thinking that it does not have any significant impact. Yes, we were able to identify nothing less than 38 polymers. Yeah, we were able to identify nothing less than 38 polymers. For you to identify 38 polymers, generally, from research, we've not seen holistically, please, I repeat, globally, I've not seen where we've recorded even 20, beyond 20 polymers. But if our territorial waters is recording 38, that gives a whole lot of concern. I'm not talking about the quantity, I'm telling you about the numbers of polymers we've seen. And these polymers has what we call hazardous scores, and they are being ranked. So therefore, we rank them according to their hazard level of how they might have an impact on what? So, to the fish, no problem. They don't know what is going on. But before you try to understand, there's what we call stunted growth. And also imposex. That means it changes their what? You're supposed to know about imposex. Their reproductive organ. Automatically from being a male to a female. Why? This is mutagenic. And also carcinogenic for us that is ingesting it. So we still have other tools to still calculate and understand that these things pose significant threats. And that paper will be coming out. So as we work, we also publish. So as we are working, we are also publishing. So our work will also be coming out in Springers, right? This work will be coming out in Springers. That's the reason why my senior colleague was telling you about we are a research entity. We are not a regulatory body. So what we can do is to make sure that we make this research, gather this information, this fact, and also give it out to the regulators so that they can actually enact as policies. Now, somebody made mention of the sources. There are diverse sources of pollution. I think from this angle. There are diverse sources of pollution. The first thing first, before you say you want to gather facts about sources of pollution, you have to, before you start talking about the impact, the first thing you need to understand is to first note the source of the pollution. Note the source of the pollution. Now, there are other indices that can actually take us back to let us know the source of that pollution. We also conduct such research. It's generally chemical characterizations. All right. I think I should stop there.
Two questions, please.
So the difference between contamination and pollution.
It is on the basis of the levels. It is on the basis of the levels. Now, you see, that's the more reason why we always say that lagoon is never polluted. It is on the basis of the threshold limits that you can actually state that a water body is contaminated. And also, it gets to that bound whereby it has exceeded that threshold limit for contamination. It gets to the point of calling it a pollution. Now, why do we call it, like we in aquatic toxicologists, we do something which is simple. We call it acute toxicity testing and subletter, which is chronic. So the continuous deposition, if you could recall from one of our work, we said we do what they call continuous monitoring. Why? It's because at the point of discharge, it is called contamination, not pollution. You see, that's why we say, what is pollution? Yes, it is the continuous, but not the initial discharge. It is the continuous, but not the initial discharge. So for us to come and take the levels at this point in time does not critically state. There's what we call serial dilution. The water mixes over time. So there's a continuous influx of the salt water coming in, the further intrusion of what we call the fresh water. As it mixes, it dilutes that factor. There's what we call dilution factor, which is called serial dilution. So as it dilutes, it reduces the potency. So I cannot call it pollution at that point in time because the threshold is still within the bound. And that's the reason why environmental agencies are come up with, like the Federal Ministry of Environment, are giving you a level of, there's a threshold, permissible limits, to say that if this exceeds this level, then therefore it calls for concern. Now, it exceeds, yes, it has exceeded, but it depends. It simply means that it has been it's not a one-day activity. It has been a continuous process, a continuous deposition, or a continuous discharge for it to have resulted to being a pollution. That simply means it was never checked, and nothing was done to arrest that situation.
So you said some of the activities. So I'm going to be talking about the fishing and digestion activities. Okay, so based on your researches, what are the measures that you think can be done? You know, we actually have to feed on these fishes. So what can be done to actually balance these activities that they can do their own operation and start to harvest?
And that's the more reason why, thank you for that question. Thank you. You see, that's the more reason why globally, what they are clamoring for is how for you to harness your products, your resources in a sustainable manner. Please, there is need for us to understand the SDG goals. There is need for us to understand the SDG goals. There are about 17 of them. All right. Now, for you to say you want to address, you are only suspecting, but your suspicion is reliant on the data availability. Do you understand? So now, we have conducted a preliminary survey. It is that preliminary survey. I cannot enact it. I cannot enforce it. So what do I do? What I have published is for a general information called sensitization. That is one. Awareness campaign, that's what's done. But two, it is now left for me to take it to the regulatory bodies and say, sir, this is what we've done. This is our observation. This is our research. It is tentative. And why is it tentative? It's not just done once. You see, we said continuous. We take this information and relay it to the appropriate NGOs or occupation. Then, there's what we did. There's what we call environmental management plan. every organization has its own environmental management plan. It simply means before you start your operation, you should know how to combat the situation where it gets to. Not there is a proactive measure and also a reactive measure. Not until it has gotten to the emergency level. But your environmental management plan should be able to address or combat the situation in a proactive manner. So therefore, it is also ideal for us to note that my work is to also bring or provide mitigation measures. All right. So these mitigating measures that I'm providing, I will recommend it in my reports as submitted to the regulatory bodies. And that is what they will use to delegate. Now, because we are the experts, you cannot see why we are the middlemen. They can consult us to say, come, they have samples. What are they bringing there? They are bringing the same samples you have talked about from their own direct source points. And also, we don't just collect the source points. We also collect situations of how it has diffused several meters away. So we collect from here, we collect there, and we also collect. So you can see the level of dispersion. We collect those, analyze, and provide solutions.
Okay, thank you very much. My question is the first question is, according to research, it is stated that livestock pollution, and due to the way the marine environment is being abused these days, are we saying that the population of the world, the data by like the population the data be filtered? And also number two, how are the coastal and the estuarine ocean and their ecosystem influenced by the global hydrologic cycle, the land use and upward innovation?
Next question. You see, it's a very critical question. Productivity itself is solely reliant on the availability of one, nutrients, chlorophyll, and the availability of sunlight. You see these three factors, they work hand in hand. So, upwelling is solely dependent, I repeat, is solely dependent on these three components I just mentioned. Solely dependent. So, if the availability of, I'm coming back to the test. If the availability of the nutrients exceeds the threshold level, it becomes a bloom. It becomes a what? A bloom. At this instance, it is no longer upwelling. Upwelling is to serve the level of productivity for the fishery community, not to bring about the level of pollution. That simply means the continuous discharge has resulted to, it has altered, let me use that word, it has altered the hydrodynamics of the water system. The hydrodynamics. So we don't want any situation whereby the hydrodynamics will be disjointed. We want a continuous flow. That is solely dependent on the, before we always write papers, those days, we always use the word, due to the increase in the population dynamics, this has resulted to this. That is always what we always say. Or as a result of urbanization or civilization, this has resulted to this. And that's the more reason why there is need for sensitization. My learned colleague who spoke first said something. She said that there is need for sensitization. But in the developed nation, I don't like using that word developed nation because Nigeria is also not underdeveloped, and Nigeria is not, I don't put us underdeveloped. We should be developed. We have all the resources that I don't know. Yes, it's just politically, you place you underdeveloped, but you are developed. So you don't expect, because of the increase in population dynamics, that says that it should halt. If you could recall, I started this class, this session, by the word rivulets. I started this session because they say charity. I started it in this class. They say charity, it begins simply means that what you give is what ends up there. What you discharge is what ends up there. So there's something, another one of our sister agencies, they have what they call marine debris removal, bathymetry survey, as well as the entire scan of the seabed. Please, for you to scan the seabed, fine, it is easy. It is easy. But let me let you know, why are we scanning that? It's because of what we are discharging. So for your rivulet, you think, I don't have any problem, it has no problem. It has a major problem. In Lagos, which is a coastal state, a coastal community, what does it do? It has we don't have a buffer situation in Lagos. We don't. We cannot accommodate the kind of waste being generated here. We cannot. So what we do is what they call incineration, blending, and they take it and go and discharge. Where are they discharging? The ocean. There will be a threshold, but mind you, there's what we call currents. Please, I think it was in my undergrad 300 level I studied it. That's why I said it's good too. The ocean has this diagram. It carries it. We operate under what we call the Gulf, what's called the Guinea current. The Guinea current is connected to the Canary current, the Benguela current. They carry it and they revolve round and round and round. What you think is not, you must have discharged from your home, can get to Brazil. Can get to Brazil. So the population itself is a factor, it's a critical factor, but must be checked by who? The enforcer. Who is enforcing it? The regulatory bodies now. It's not you and I. You're only a researcher, I'm a researcher. So it is the information we've gathered, we've given to them. Sorry class, somebody came yesterday to church and made what's called a testimony and said something that has to do with she had cancer, and statistics showed that because they are coming from the Western world, it's as a result of what they ingest and what they have been exposed to. So they have about 75% compared to 13% in Nigeria. In Africa. My take was, this is climate change. 2, my senior colleague here will be talking much more on such again. But let me let you note, if it is coming from the water as a result of marine debris or as a result of any other form of contaminants that we are actually giving, we are exposing. If you could recall, I made mention that every plastic, every polymer has what they call hazard score. Hazard score determines the level of 1, is it an acute 1 or acute 2 or acute 3 of a carcinogen or a mutagenic substance. So it can actually bring about a decline if we don't checkmate it. And remember I said it has to do with sensitization. That's with sensitization. So a continuous sensitization will help us.
Round of applause for yourself.
Just to have a comprehensive information. So, as you are saying earlier, that your work is about sensitization, that you have a regulatory body, you have to make research and everything about it. So, can you give us some of the body that research of implementing drugs? So, secondly, NIOMR have NIOMR, okay, as a functional laboratory meant to actually carry out their quantum toxicology. You mentioned earlier, like oil pollution in the water body, pH, Mongola. So, you that
Ladies and gentlemen, my presentation is not only just to sensitize you, but also to market NIOMR and market my department at large. The marketing simply means that as you are going there, going back to your school, you should also bring your project work to us. We will help you analyze it very well, and efficiently with good results. We have what we call quality control and quality assurance. We are there to solve principles critically. Now, in our department, I made mention that we are fully licensed. We cannot operate, I repeat, we cannot operate without a license. A doctor cannot operate on you, not just because he has a certificate, but he also has his medical license. All of us have a degree, but we need a license. And that license, before they give you a license, your laboratory must be completely certified by them. It simply means every availability of every equipment needed to satisfy that job description must be available. So, I stated that we are certified by formally called DPR, which is NUPRs. That is not only the certification, but this is only tilted towards the oil and gas industry if you want to bring any job that has to do with toxicological works. That certification is critical. And this is not just done, it's done every year. And we pay handsomely for it. Not bribing, but sightseeing. And job available. So we get jobs here and we do it. And it is very, very important. So we have, just like my senior called us, and we thought we were coming to the department. If not, we have seen all the equipment that we have. So we have everything that is required. Then we're talking about has to do with regulatory bodies that are all over. Number one, you have federal business of environment. We are federal parastatal. So therefore we should be dealing with our senior. So we have Federal Ministry of Environment. Irrespective of us being under the what's called agri and rural development. But what we are working on is strictly on the environmental guidelines. So we make sure that we address the situation. First, then, if it has to do with the oil and gas industry, then we now call upon the aspects of DRS guideline, which is not the downstream sector, but the upstream sector. Then we address that. Then you have other ones. We have others. We have NESRA in Nigeria. We have NOSDRA when it comes to oil spill. We have NESRA when it comes to waste generated. So we have NESRA, we have the Federal Ministry of Environment, you have NOSDRA when it comes to oil spill, you have Federal Ministry of Environment. We cannot even go offshore or do anything without a permit. And that's what we call environmental impact assessment. So for you to conduct an EVS or an ESI or any form of environmental audit, they are the primary people we go to first. So the proponent brings the job, we may be the consultants, we take it there to them, we see that then we bring on the proposal, and we can now go and
we want to introduce one of our directors, NIOMR, of the president of she's the director of aquaculture and head of department of aquaculture.
You're welcome to NIOMR, Nigerian Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research. That's where you are right now. And I know you have to be just 10 minutes talk. we have a lot to give you if we are trying to present. And I could see the questions that have been connected from the last presentation. So bringing that and showing you slides and all that will take a lot of time because we are still going to visit some of our facilities here. So just to let you know that in this NIOMR, we have an organogram because the organogram starts from Africa, Ministry of Agriculture, where it belongs. Then from the Ministry of Agriculture, we now told them to do NRCN, National Council of Research. That's in Abuja. From there we have board members. Board members, then we have our executive director / chief executive officer in the name of Professor Suli, who is in charge of this NIOMR. And from there we have a director of research, then directors of different departments, and we have the director of admin and accounts, and you now come down, we have supporting staff, the other departments, like we have our carpentry or all other sections. Okay, that notwithstanding, we have different departments, like I said. We have the aquaculture department, biotechnology department, marine and statistics department, marine geology and geophysics, fishing technology, fishing nutrition. This one will give you dosage of all that we can turn our fish into. The doctor suggested here. The only thing you have is no time. Because what you have just come for is not what you just finished in the fraction of time. Then we will try our best possible to put things down for you to know. And in aquaculture department, here we have done our water recirculatory system, our algae lab, our shrimp hatchery, which has been badly affected by the flood, and we also have our tilapia, our test organisms. Like I had some questions that were asked. You know, we have a central lab, which is well certified after the central lab. We have other labs in other departments, and we have at Baduri our also aquaculture, but that is the unit where we do our experimental farm, so to say. We have there the earthen ponds, plastic tanks, different types of tanks, fiberglass tanks, the hatchery, the concrete tanks, and the prototype of our barriers. So, in aquaculture department, we've been able to get some of the marine fishes acclimatized to fresh water. Something like the Crastistis necroticus, which you know as the silver catfish. I'm sure you know it. Silver catfish, Oboku, you know it, isn't it? Now we can get it controlled in fresh water. And we have also been able to identify the male gonad, which is very difficult, at least in Africa. NIOMR is #1 broken through, and I think Cameroon is also. Now, we have breast snapper, we have acclimatized it to fresh water. Mullet, also fresh water. Tapon, also fresh water. These are either we call them marine or brackish, but we take them in this. And where we are domiciled here in Lagos, we see that we have so many farmers farming fresh water fish known as the catfish, either Heterobrasis species or Claras. You know, you have Vidasalis and Longifilis. When I say species, different species. So we have also, despite that we are marine people, delve into that in order to be helpful to them who are, like we have the extension people who are working on that a department in NIOMR. This extension is extend the research findings of the different departments. We have a place called Okova. They have a time they go gather farmers camp. They present their problems, they listen to them, and some of them that are seen are also well-grounded in different areas. So the ones they can answer immediately, they do. The ones they can't, they bring back the question to the department concerned. We provide the solution. When there's the need, they will take back the answers. And that notwithstanding, in aquaculture too, we have mariculture in Buguma in Rivers State, where we have also most of the tilapia, maybe the Nile tilapia, the Nancy, oyster. I hope you know what is called oyster. That's we also not only fin fish, also deal in shellfish. Okay? Like we have the shrimp hatchery. So even then, we have oyster. You know oyster? Good. And periwinkles. Then in Port Harcourt, we have what is referred to as Arab. They are also affiliated to the University of Science and Technology, where they group people, train people up to HND, and OND certificated. So there you find out they have also come back with some of the shellfish and finfish as well. And we also do integrated fish farming. The lady that has been talking to you, I have been in Paris. She was also in aquaculture and has very well worked with rice spoke fish. Together. That's Dr. Gloria. So we do things to be able to help people, not just because we are married, we close our eyes. The department, or say the institutes that are freshwater, they are far away. Before they will reach out to them or come to here to help them, it will take donkey, and they have people around them. But then notwithstanding, we also have a station, aquaculture as well, that takes care of both brackish and freshwater in Sapele. I'm talking of aquaculture, but I'm bringing other departments to you so that you know. And here that we have the physical and chemical oceanography, they also deal with, somebody was talking about toxicology and all that. That is the area, and the biological oceanography. EIA, you know, is important. Environmental impact assessment. It's not a one department affair. It's not a one-man job. So NIOMR is really diversified in so many areas. Come to geology, geophysics, meteorology, we are there. We have the department. So marine biology, they go out there to find out what are the fisher folks doing, what are their challenges. Are there some more women or men or younger ones or all those things? And the statistical, that put these things to statistical analysis. We do all this. And the fish, you will think they are not good or whatever. He can tell you what you turn it into. We have fish cracker, we have fish cake. They use it, fortify, use it for many things. If you get there, they will show you. And we have smoking king, different types, solar type, charcoal type, gas type, dismantleable type. So all this you find in NIOMR. I think in a nutshell, I've given you a small detail about NIOMR and what aquaculture is. And they will take you out, you see our WRS, and you get your JC. Thank you.
So you keep your questions, so you get to JC you ask.
Now, if you are going to JC, one of us, Dr. Ajijo from aquaculture, take you down to the facility and having support, we will answer them. And we will also take
So, Federal College of Fishes and Marine or Technology, and we are here in Nigerian Institute of Marine and Oceanography and Marine. So, what is the difference, any relationship, correlation difference?
You're right. You see this before you saw that. There's FDF, Federal Department of Fisheries. No, yes. So that was everybody. FDF, NIOMR, college under one umbrella. And we in that year was now became autonomous with the college together. They on their own, only FDF. So with time, NIOMR gave back to college because we are all together too. So college is autonomous. They do programs, certificate people, join HME. We don't do such. We are solely for research. But we have IT students that come in here, that's 2 weeks, some spend 6 months, 3 months, and as the case may be, depending on their school and what they want. And then the only thing we do is to assess them, groom them for them, and they go. So we are researching, disseminating the information we research through either our annual reports or our manuals and other publications. We attend conferences, and that's how you saw them now. They're on their own. We are now. They're on their own. So now we have 3 states, no more 1 state. 1 state gave back to 2 other states. 3 states in existence.
All right. Thank you very much.
You want to take a break?
All right.
Department of Fish Technology and Development. The head of department is Dr. Olaiton Olajude. But presenting this section is Dr. Femi Olushola.
Good afternoon, everyone. Looking at our time, I will have to finish. I'm somewhere that I keep time a lot. So, pardon me. Madam has said some of the things I was going to say. I'm going to came before. Aquaculture deals with live fish. And we have 3 sections of the department. We have the food development section where we develop products from fish. Sorry, can you just start? Some of the products we develop, smoked fish, canned fish, and we canning expert, that's the way I need to can it. Smoked fish, canned fish, fish cake, fish fingers, fish sausage, fish crackers, fish fillets, fish skin, fish meal, and fish fry. That's some of the products. Let's move on. Yeah, let's stay here. In 2014, we pioneered the canning of, before now, in the, I think, late 80s, well, not employed there, but they were able to pioneer the canning of tuna. They had a vessel dedicated to trawling tuna, sacking back on the ice. But by the time you get to the department, you see cool rooms where the fish will be kept before being canned. But in 2014, we pioneered the canning of catfish. And it's the first time it's done in the world. Catfish has never been canned before. And what prompted us to do that? We saw that most farmers were always complaining of stunted catfish, stunted goods. And when those markets may come to buy, they just price them anyhow and they experience it also. So what can we do to help this people to very calm this stunted catfish? Though we don't beyond our hands. We can't the one that has to take it. So we then through there we are able to get a grant from Home for Agricultural Research in Africa. How the 2014 we went for an exhibition, they saw it and they were actually very cool. The money was wasted, just one right. I was supposed to do that for the grant and we got a grant for that. We did that and we were able to do a needs assessment where we went down the geopolitical zone, except northeast because of what was happening there. And we found out that people really love it. We can't intermittent source and vegetable health, except for southeast that love the one into tomato source, probably because of the love of palm oil. The other geopolitical zone,
Okay, I was not very north central, northeast, sorry, northwest, southwest, south, not the one in the but they all complain about one thing, the dark skin of the catfish not being appealing. So that content I went for a study abroad where I canned fillets of fish. I came back and I canned the fillet of catfish. Now I'm telling this story because it's not just, how I say, research without being used. By the grace of God, and we have an MOU with the Australia Private Organization. You see, when you come down to Australia, you see them, they are taking it up now to now start canning the fillets of catfish and that of tilapia. But then I think they have a partnership with the Nigerian military to start with them before they now push it out. So it's something that we just gave a research to use, not just research because on the shelf without it. Let's move on. Let's move on. I was going to talk about something. Move on. So we also have a unit where we can fish smoking things. We have different types of smoking things. 5 kg, that's the fast capacity of fish you can smoke. And when I say fast capacity, by the time you smoke fish, you will head up with 1/4. So your 3/4 is water. So if you start to drive, you end up with about 6.5 kg as a driver. So we have 50 kg, 100 kg, 250 kg. That's the fast capacity of fish they can smoke. The next slide. Next slide. Then we have this project with FAO. This is a slightly different smoking key made in Senegal, but FAO said let us produce it and set it up in Borno State, Yobe State, and Adamawa State. So what we did was that we set up a processing center, then installed the smoking cane in it, and trained some women and youth on how to use so that processing center will be a place where they can process and then market their goods. Next step. Next slide. So thank you for that. Like I said, I won't take my hours to show until the conference. Any question?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to see it now, so let's not. I'm going to see it now. I'm going there.
Thank you for that.
Put his slide.
Put his slide. So my question is that the last slide was about the specialized book. So and you said that the FAO said that the power. So why impose the Adamawa selected list of selected cities? So I thought we have the coastline area in south, southwest, southeast. So where we have enough. So the second one, let's look at the second one. This can be commercialized. So and can it be
I mentioned it now the first question because we about everyone decided communities that had issues like the Kokwara. Now on part of that because we barely escaped being shot at Kokwara. So that's what they were like. They felt there was something going on in the south, that particular set to see how we can all those women to bounce back after what has happened. At the risk of our own life. But we were able to survive. We have 52 centers now, 11 in Borno, 1 in Adamawa, 1 in Yobe. And I know they might even still continue. I think all of it. Then for the hand, now that I said, all my learning colleagues are saying we can't commercialize, we do research. Like I said, I told you that story, how we started in 2014, how I went abroad. From the complaints we had in Nigeria, I went abroad to do something similar, came back, we gave it to a private organization that wants to put up and start to commercialize. We can't. So the goal is to do research, push it out to the industry, and let them pick up. So nobody picked up where we found tuna in those days. And that was bent on the cost. But I remember I was writing a short review of canning of fish. We don't have the data. But I got the data from the Moroccan site. And here is the major part of cans and food from Morocco. We don't put it, just import. But time for somebody is keeping up this now. Before Ghana will start canning catfish and that. Start expecting from Ghana.
When are you planning to start?
I told you we partnered with a company. That company released our pilot plant. We know that was commercialized. We can't.
It's not your mandate.
The new can itself.
And it has been certified safe.
Yeah, NAFDAC has gone to certify it. So with that, they can start producing. But I think they have a partnership with the military force to start. They're even speaking of poaching, they want to come to the level of the average man.
Average man.
The MD was saying that she's looking at cowgirl pig.
Yeah, yes,
so if you come out that way before you now move on to the can store, at least the average person can afford.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Sir, can I quickly just bring in this? Is there anything like intellectual property as part of your mandate, or is excluded completely from your narration? It's excluded completely.
It is whatever. That's why you can come here and give information free. I'm not also hiding anything from you. I'm not. That's what we're being paid to do. My other colleagues said it. I think we're being paid to do. But when you consult us, you know how to pay us. the one we went to visit our life, they paid us, but the money was not us. That's where we risk. Thank you, sir.
You made mention of the smoking and the canning of the fish. I want to ask that, are they the best way for processing of fish? And also, like, are they the best way for the processing of fish? Like, and also, they are smoking. I think the fish are going to be exposed to some carcinogenic compounds, which are not suited, not conducive for human consumption. So, I want to ask, are they the best way?
Okay, thank you very much. It's asking a very important question. It was asking if smoking and canning is the best way to process fish. I mentioned a lot there. It's not just, you only saw smoked and canned. There are others, like we develop product from trash fish, like we make a fish burger, fish cake, fish crackers, fish sausage. There is fish sausage, only that is not common. And I'll tell you, in Chinese restaurants, you see them because they know the importance of fish over meat. Fish crackers too. Fish crackers, I don't know whether you're taking chicken, prawn crackers or chicken crackers. Those ones are even, I think it's concentrated, it's not actual, the actual stuff they use. Unlike us, we start from the fish. And there when they pound it, we do everything, we mix our starch and we dry, then we dry, we fry it. So you are getting the nutrients, not just the flavor. So it's not the only way. There's so many ways you can process fish. So many ways. But that we should be there's what we call fish fingers. I remember growing up in those days that my dad used to buy fish fingers. It's not common anymore. But each time I ask, it's not your sir. Each time I ask IT students that come around, they said they don't know it. But growing up, fish fingers is made like a Scotch egg. You get your fillets of fish. You make it to a cylindrical water, then you mix it with bread and it's just like baking a, what do we call it, Scotch egg. So all those things add nutrients to you. So any other question? So you come to our department, you see some of these things. Okay. The smoking cane itself, then we do some research on how much of charcoal you need to smoke your fish for a particular hour. So that if you buy this particular kg of smoking cane, how much charcoal do you need? How much time will you smoke it? So you know that, okay, if I'm to build in my prices, you know. So those are some of the things we do so we can tell the fish processor, if you buy 250 kg of smoking cane, you use 2 bags of charcoal, by 18 hours you are done.
18 hours?
The one we did was 18 hours. I had to put a probe inside the fish, was monitoring it, was giving me, was recording the time. By 18 hours it was done, we did 24 hours. So that means we boosted charcoal for 6 hours. So those are some of the things we do in the department. So that we can push it out to people as they come. So that you know the specific number of charcoal I'm going to use, put it in your cost and everything. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Department of Fishing Technology and Safety Department. The head of department is Dr. Zoology Dulcin. Presenting today is Engineer Ahosi.
My name is Engineer Ahosi. I studied petroleum engineering, but I'm in a research institute, meaning that you have the brain, you can work anywhere. I'm from Department of Fishing Technology and Safety. We have broadly 2 units, safety and technology. So I'll be talking about the mandate today, the mandate of our department. And it is worth knowing that my department is practical oriented. I will be taking you to the flume tank. We have specialists there that we handle because we have several units, several subdivisions in the department. So flume tank is one of them where we do design of fishing nets. Then we'll go to the jetty. The jetty is around the premises here. Then finally we'll take you to the vessel. So the name of our vessel is called ROV Bayagona. Have anybody heard of that name before? ROV Bayagona. So I'll go straight to the mandate. The mandate of my department, first and foremost, to develop new fishing gear for increased fish production. Sorry, I'm not with my glasses, although it's still. So it's very simple enough. Fishing gear is used for harvesting fish. Is that clear? Now, second mandate, to provide improved fishing methods and technique. To source locally environmental friendly fishing gear materials. We want to make it as commercially as affordable as possible. We want to make fishing gear affordable to farmers. So we actually source from local environmentally friendly fishing gear. Then the fourth mandate, to establish interaction of fishing gear with endangered and vulnerable species. There is no department here that will not talk about conservation of species. So when we are designing the fishing gear, we must factor it into the design. Are you getting me? Now, the fifth one, to develop improved fishing crafts, operational methods, and machinery for the capture fisheries, canoe, boats, and vessels. These fishing gear, there are different sizes, and the mode of our operation is that we use these machineries. The smaller machineries, you know, canoe. We have all seen canoe, right? Yes. We have seen boats and we have seen vessels. Yes. Maybe we've not entered the vessel, but today will be an opportunity for us here to go and see our vessel. Yes. Now the last one. I hope we all have our mandatory. Yes. We have our mandatory. Yes. Because that's the criteria to enter our vessel. We must have the mandatory. Yes. Then the last one, to assess and develop protocol for safety of life at sea, SOLAS, for fishing vessel and personnel. Safety is a very important thing we factor in. That's why I talked about the mandatory. Okay. So now, what are the facilities that we have? Or yes, when we talk about the facilities, we have our labs, we have our technical sessions, and basically this is what we have in NIOMR. Fishing laboratory complex, fishing net material testing lab. We want to test the efficiency of our nets. We don't want to use our nets and take it to the wild, and we'll catch a large ton of fish, the net now breaks. It will not be good, right?
Yes.
The purpose of carrying out fishing, apart from research, is to make profit, right? So we have to test the validity, the strength of material. And that's where I actually comes in my department. Then flume tank water circulatory system. Our flume tank, I think there are only 2 in Africa. And you see our flume tank, it has a capacity of 2,000 liter holding capacity. So what it does is that it helps, we perform what we call simulation. We have constructed the nets, we have designed it, so we have to carry out simulation, we have to test it and see how it will behave in the wild. You get it? So anything that happens, we put the same scenario as it is in the wild. So that's what we do in the flume tank. So we take you there after the lecture. Then the design and fabrication laboratory. We actually have the design unit called the yes, we have the design unit. It is merged with the net law. We carry out design and we carry out prototype there. Are you getting it? These two is actually merged together. It's a very big hub and has a lot of facilities that helps us do our design. Next slide, please. Now the flume tank, this actually has the flume tank water circulatory system, as I said, has a capacity of 2,000 liters. Somebody can actually drown there. It's as large as that. It was given to us by the Japanese government in 1981. And I think it's the second in Africa, the first in Africa, and we have 2 now. But it's not obsolete, it works well. It works very well.
Old technology.
Well, maybe the Japanese foresaw the future, I don't know, but it gives you. Okay. So, what does it do? What does it do? It monitors performance of modern fishing gear, how it performs. If we put our fishing gear in the wild, maybe when we put our fishing gear, we don't want the mouth to cover, right? We want it to be open so that a large volume of fish can enter, right? So we do all the calculation there. So we simulate, we call it simulation. So if you design, you want to know whether it's very efficient, you carry out we use models. We use models, not actually the big type. Although for 20,000 liters, of course, you can carry a bigger type. So next. Now, net lock. These are net lock. We have it downstairs in the White House building there. We have an overhead crane. That overhead crane helps us to lift up the nets. Nets are very heavy. So this overhead crane is a very well-engineered, designed equipment that can carry it. It has a very strong tensile strength. Then, what do we do then? Net construction. We have technicians that carries out the construction. They put all the nets together. Please.
We are going to the flume tank.
Okay.
We have a lot to do.
I have to, yes. Because
let's move.
I mentioned natural, the cotton, then the synthetic. We have the polyamide, the polyethylene, polyvinyl, polyethylene. So those are the synthetic materials. So what we do, there's one called pelagic fishing, that's fishing in the surface. Then we have demersal, fishing in the bottom. So we have to design the net such that it is either if we are going for demersal, we don't want to use a net that can only accommodate pelagic environment. Do you understand?
we want to design it based on the depth we are going to probe in the ocean. Then we now have what we call different design parameters like hydrostatic pressure. We don't want the net to fail because the water has an hydrostatic force that will press the net. We want the net, the mouth of the net to open, right? So if we don't get the actual hydrostatic pressure the net can handle, the water will collapse the net. You get it? Then we have buoyancy. The buoyancy, the ability for the net to flow. Buoyancy, for those that does not know, is also called upthrust. I think we did physics in school. So it gives the ability to flow. So I will end here because of so many. Thank you very much. So our next point of call is the flume tank.
Yes. So when we get, we're already seeing what is shown here. We just go around it. It's excursion. You cannot get everything today. You can go and read further with the things you have seen. So you just view them. Then we go straight to the jetty. They show you fish nutrition, and also you see what Dr. Femi has shown you in the fish product development. So we just go through that. We only have 30 minutes. Then we are going to the jetty because people must leave here 3 p.m. for your school. Please, that's right. Thank you very much.
Here comes the end to our lecture. Now we are going for our excursion outside to see other vessels and other fishing equipment. Thank you.
Wọ́n máa ṣe mí ìṣí náà ṣé o ṣí fún mi. Wọ́n á ṣí náà.
Is it the last speaker?
Yes, it's the one that
he's looking for his phone.
His phone is here now. He's the one that wants to
He's looking for his phone.
His phone is here.
He said he wants to see him.
Can you take them, sir? Just show them around. We are going to this thing. We are going to jetty.
I wanted to show them the float tank.
Yes, we are behind time. This small thing.
Help me with the flashlight.
This small thing.
Come to this side.
You're shouting for rubbish.
There's one light for us now.
Yeah, go ahead. Please walk fast. So it's got the government.
Ṣé kọ́tà pé ní fún tank lè
Wọ́n wà lókè náà.
My name is Timothy.
My name is
This is the Department of Technology and Safety. You met with my colleague. So this is one of the laboratories you mentioned earlier. Right? So this is the flume tank. Yes, it's called the flume tank. Like you said, this depicts what you have in the ocean. So this is like your water body. This is a tank. And then it simulates what you have in the ocean. So I don't know if you remember, one of our mandates is to design and construct new fishing gears from existing ones, right? So what we actually do is prototypes. I don't know if you heard the word prototype. Prototype means miniature, smaller version, has been scaled down to a smaller size. And remember, we deal with fishing gears, and there are different types of fishing gears. Because of light, I was not able to give you the different types of fishing gears that we have. Basically, we have two types of fishing gears. We have, based on industry, we have small-scale fishing gears and industrial fishing gears. Now, based on mode of operation, we also have active fishing gears and passive fishing gears. Are you aware of this?
Yes.
Have you heard of active fishing gears and passive fishing gears? Anyways, let's come down to the flume tank. So this is the flume tank. And like he said earlier, it is used for simulation to see what really goes on in our water body. Before now, we can tell you where to find fish. The fishing vessel can tell you where to find fish location, but we cannot really tell you what the gear looks like in the water, how it performs, how it operates in the water. So what this flume tank does is to test the hydrodynamics of the fishing gear. That's the overall performance of the fishing gear. He said something about mouth opening. Basically, what he's talking about is the general function, general efficiency of the gear. Ideally, we have what they call the trawl net. This is a trawl net. That is the most widely used fishing gear in the commercial industry. So that's something you must take home. The most widely used fishing gear in the commercial industry is trawl nets and pulsing. Now, pulsing. It encircles a school of fish just like a female pulse. It's a commercial fishing gear and is used to target schools of fish like tuna, the tuna fisheries. Now, this is a trawl net. It is conically shaped. It is a non-selective fishing gear, meaning it captures everything that comes its way. Conical shape, that's the shape of a funnel. The one you use in pouring your petrol. Conically shaped, it has a mouth opening. This is the mouth. It has a belly, and it has the storeroom. The storeroom is called a cod end. Cod end, named after a very popular fish, cod. Cod end is the storeroom of the net. That is where all the fishes go to. Right, so this is the flume tank, right? So, like I said, it is used for simulation to test the overall performance of the fishing gear. So what we design in prototype, a small gear, we bring it here and test the performance. This is a console. This is what we use in controlling this water body at different towing speeds. You can increase the speed here, you can start the machine, the seabed moves, right? The seabed moves. You know, in the ocean, it's not stationary, it's a moving, it flows, right? So the seabed, this depicts the seabed, and then you can increase the velocity of the water at different towing speeds. It has a movable deck, so you can actually view your net from the top. You can deploy your net, you can also retrieve your net from the top. I'm just talking about some of the characteristics of this place. It has a well-channeled pit, just in case there's any, what's it called, water spill, right? So you can easily drink out of this place. And don't forget, it's a water recirculatory flume tank, meaning that it can recycle its water within approximately 6 to 8 hours. Now, behind you are some of the gears that we have. Remember I said we have small-scale fishing gears and we have commercial fishing gears. I mentioned 2 commercial fishing gears, which is the pulsing and the trawl net. Now, behind you are small-scale fishing gears. What we have are traps. We have about 10 to 12 classification of fishing gears, right? We have what they call surrounding gears. Have you ever heard surrounding gears? A typical example is the pulsing. We have what they call entangling gears. A typical example is gill net. Have you heard of gill net before? It's like a wall, it's like a cockpit. And that is the way it is being positioned in the water. With the aid of floats, these are floats, and these are sinkers. Sinkers are usually heavier than floats. Floats can be made of, lights, okay. So, what else? We have also done some modification on trawl nets. 2 major modifications we've done so far is called the TED and BRT. TED is Total Explorer Device, another one is BRT. These are called BRDs, bycatch reduction device. the design basically is the cordon. Remember I said cordon. What is the cordon? I think I've said a lot of things. What's the cordon? Remind me. That's the storeroom of a net, right? Now we did a modification, which is conversion of the cordon, which is a diamond-shaped cordon, into a square-shaped cordon. So the essence of that modification is to reduce the number of juvenile fishes caught in the net. Now, the last one, I think you have to leave soon. The other one is called bycatch reduction device. Simply, what we did was to introduce what we call a grid that allows sea turtles to escape from the net unharmed. So please do more research on BRT and TED. So you guys have to go. Do you have any questions?
Thanks very much, sir. Thanks, sir. So, what?
Yeah, this is a shark head. What's this shark head? This is swordfish. Swordfish. That is a tronet. It's conically shaped.
This is the WRS. Can you see it? Water recycling system where we culture fish here.
Water recycling.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't call me, sorry. It's another type of...
Another time you can bring yourself and come and do your WRS.
Normal. It cannot be convenient. But at least, Jesus, sorry.
Don't let it fall. You see? Don't let it.
Yeah.
I don't
This one is stretched out. Hello? No, I don't. And when you said background. Inside. Come, make yourself comfortable.
is your class rep?
Yes, sir.
Class rep?
Yes, sir.
For first batch?
General class rep. Jessica.
Okay. Class rep. Thank you. What's your name? Please tell me, who are you?
My name is
Olabisi University.
Olabisi University.
Okay. Okay, zoology and environmental biology. That's what I want to do. It's okay. My name is Dr. Eda Bernard, a research scientist. I welcome you to the Department of Fish Nutrition and Physiology, Nigerian Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research. So basically, I will just run through some of the things we do. As you can see, this particular fish is Clydus garipinus. You've seen fishes before, right? Have you cultured fishes before? Oh. So, in fish farming, aquaculture, the most important thing I would like to leave with you are this. Number one, nutrition is the most critical aspect in fish farming. Is that taken? It takes about 70% of your total cost of production. That is, the feed you will use in feeding your fishes takes about 70% of your total cost of production. The next logical question is why? Is that not true?
Yes.
A particular ingredient called fish meal, which is used together with other ingredients in formulating your feed, is usually imported. And because we don't produce it over here, we import it, it raises the cost of feed production. So if you would like to venture into fish farming in the future, you are expected to put these critical issues at the back of your mind. You must be willing to feed your fishes. These are cultured fishes. These are not fishes from the wild. So if they are not in the wild, they are here in an artificial environment, you have to feed them. Are we following? So I wish you good luck. That is just a little time out. Batch 2.
Look at this place.
Come in. The instructors are waiting for you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dr. Eda Bernard, and I will expose you to just some few things we do or we carry out in fish nutrition. I welcome you to the Department of Fish Nutrition and Physiology. I learned your discipline is zoology and environmental biology. Good. So, we have a lot of things to expose to you, but because of your time, we just cut it very, very short. Over here, we study to grow well. We try to get different components from the animal kingdom, from the plant kingdom, formulate them together. That's how critical the feed aspect is. So if you're interested in embarking or setting up a fish farming business, you must have the feed aspect at the back of your mind as a critical factor. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Please turn and look at the culture tanks. We are carrying out an experiment over there. You can see they are well labeled. Are we following? Yes. So we carry out different experiments to measure the growth performance and nutrient utilization of a fish under culture. So we carry out a lot of research work over here, and the results we get helps in better policy formulation and improving the quality of the fishes, of the cultured fishes you see out there. Is that taken?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's my time with you.
Thank you very much.
You know, the excellence of this is used as input for this. Understand? Then we can also use this to keep. This is written in protein. So you can Google or read about it, you know.
We are out now. As you go around, just come out.
So, but put in your mind, essentially, this is meant for shrimp culture. Understand? All this facility is meant for shrimp culture. But it's just that we are doing some innovation now.
Oh yeah, come out, come out, come out. Come out. You gotta come out, just look at it.
What pass like the gravel? This is the gravel.
I want to check this.
Why are you going to share this girl?
Let's be fast now. You will have a long
Show and tell, we go. Show and tell.
Grade your alumni. So let's just start.
Okay, this is our final plan I was talking about. This is where the Japanese government gives to us to pioneer the canning of tuna in those days. But now we can't catch it. I made mention of the old rooms. Once they bring the fish from the ice, they just keep them before they start catching. These are cans. The leaves and everything. These are the equipment for canning. Hello, this is called the can simmer. Where you have put your fish and your oil inside, the one that seals the top. So we are moving out to the and sense the steam for those machines to work.
Look here, hold on.
Are you guys students?
Yeah.
Huh? All of you are going together. When you get people were in their
This
Who is
number
the
I'm
next
not
person?
reaching.
Which number?
This
Your number is 25.
or more.
Hi guys, we just left NIOMR and here we are at Marina. We're about to know more about our field. Even though it has been stressful, we've all been going through different stress, but we don't have a choice anyways. As you can see, my friend there is not even smiling anymore, but we don't have any choice. As we go, come with us, please. Thank you. Night.
No, that's it. Come, come.
Yeah, I like what
So you are not used to this type of terrain before, okay? So there must be. So you may feel some dizziness, you may even want to vomit. It's part of it. Don't take something strange is happening to you, okay? So this is ROV bag. When I have this
line up like this, line up.
So we'll ask you questions though.
Oh yeah, just
fishing and exploration.
Hold each other. Okay.
So this is the main deck of the vessel. This is the main deck where we do most of our work. Here, okay, here we do most of our work. By my port and starboard, this is the language we use. Port and starboard, your left hand and your right hand side. We have a language on board, just like some of you scientists. You have your language, Abi. So we have a language we are using too. Port and starboard, we have what they call AIS. And from the AIS, we can get the information from that vessel, like the information like the name of the vessel, the country flag, the speed, the direction, and so other information like that, okay? Yeah, as I said, these are one of our fishing equipment. These two are for fishing. So I told you we do fishing, Abi? Yes. So these are fishing equipment. This one is a truss system. With this truss system, those otter board, and the net that we deploy into the water, there is a sensor that is attached to those nets. Because with the help of those sensors, we'll be able to see how the nets are well arranged. If they are not well arranged, we'll see it there. So we retrieve them and arrange them properly before we deploy them. Okay. While this one is a fishing sonar. It's like underwater camera, but it catches a school of fish. So that with that we can know where we go and hunt for fish. We know the direction the fish is going and know how to go and corner them. Now we got a lot of fishes too. So it's fishing sonar. Then we also have some other equipment here. This is the radar. The radar is like your eye. This one can see 25 nautical miles away. You understand? But before you can be able to use and interpret it, there's what they call radar observation course you must do. Every of these equipment has their own different course. That's why I see they spend so much money, do so many certificates. And they expire. After 2 years, after 3 years, after 5 years, you go and redo them. Like the medical certificate is 3 years or 2 years. 2 years. Every 2 years, imagine. Every 2 years, going to 30,000 or so. Go and do. Okay. So this one is a radar. This one is also a radar. We have two. Okay. This one is a GPS. This GPS gives you the latitude and longitude. That's your position. Your position. Because your company may want to know where is your position. Where your safe is. From here, you just tell them about latitude, so degree, longitude, so thing. When they look it from their side, they will know where you are at that point in time. Then this one is Echo Sander. It's one of the oldest equipment on board vessel to know the depth of water you are in, because the vessel is supposed to move in deep water, not in shallow water. Okay, so that you not go and ground the vessel. This one is a autopilot. With this one, the helmsman don't need to hem. We just sit down and watch the vessel because the course we are going have already been programmed there. Okay, Then we have this, this is our engine, and this is the bow thruster. This one enables us to easily maneuver in or out of the jetty. Okay, if I am going from the jetty now, once I put my hand here, the head of the vessel will kick out. Once it kick out to the maximum angle I want, I will just stop it. I'll put this one ahead to go front and we'll leave the jetty. Okay, then we have these are our intercoms and their radio, VHF radio to communicate with. There is a tower there. You can see that tower. That is MPA tower, pilot tower. So we must report that we are going out with the number of people we are going out with, the names of the people. We put them particularly so that if anything happen within the port, they will minus us once they know we are out. You understand? When anything happen at sea, they will know that we are there at sea. So they will see our direction because give the information where we are going, how many days we are going to stay, when are we coming back. They know everything. You understand? So that is that for that. Then this one also a VHF radio. This one is a clinometer. In case I'm loading the vessel with some cargoes, if it's not well loaded, it will show. Like this one I see is tinted to the starboard. It's tinted to the starboard side. So help you load the vessel correctly. Then this is the rudder angle indicator. Rudder angle indicator. You see port. You have the port and starboard. Port and starboard. The red one is port. The green one is called starboard. That is our language on board vessel. We don't say left hand or right hand, no. We say port side or starboard side. Okay? Then we have this one here. This is our, let me remove the, these are this is electronic chart. This is electronic chart. You understand? It is replacing the paper chart now. IMO don't want paper chart again because this was because of the accuracy of this one. So they don't even use paper chart much. Okay? Then any question first, please? Any question? Any question? Question. Can I continue?
Yes.
Okay, so we are done here now. What we have here, okay, move this way. What we have here now is these ones are safety equipment. This is a VHF radio too. We have two of them. You understand? VHF. In case of abandon the ship, there's a situation that would warrant us to abandon the ship. One, maybe we cannot combat the fire, or the vessel is sinking, we cannot stop the leakage. In that case, we abandon ship, and that command can only come from the captain. If the captain is not there, the shipmates take over. So when they say abandon ship, people have been designated to take this equipment along with them to disembark. Okay, this is an EPEP, electronic positioning indicating radio beacon. It helps trigger your location to VHF radios all around. Any ship that is coming that area, once we on this thing, it will trigger a beam to the antenna of the radar. Then they will know that there's a problem somewhere. Okay? Then we have the search and rescue transporter behind the chief engineer. That's my chief engineer there. So behind the chief engineer there is a search and rescue transporter. It also indicates your position. So that when we take those things, we go into our little boat, we trigger them. Anybody that is looking for us with the radar on, we know where we are and how to locate us. This is our satellite phone. Okay, this is satellite phone. This is our satellite phone. You can call home family from here and they can call us from here too. But it's expensive. So it means that we normally call them. So maybe you have a time from 12 o'clock, go office, go. So and this is also a radio, and this is our weather facility. This is a barometer. One of you have heard of barometer, but they have not seen it actually. You're saying not around that time we know about, but no one in anywhere to see. When I was in Oro, then with this barometer, the indication, they may take the indicated data there. With behind there we have the thermometer. Thermometer outside there, that's thermometer. We put the data together. We send it to the meteorology. You can send it to the meteorology station. Assure, we'll put everything together and send it back. Say, look, by so time the weather is going to be bad, the weather is going to be very rough, the weather is calm, you understand? So we know how to handle ourselves when the situation is developing. Okay? Here we have our winch. Winch. This one. This is a sonar winch. For this winch here. This one is a winch for that big one there. for operating the winch. You want to let go. Normally, as a seaman, we call them let go. When they say let go, leave and make go. You understand? Haul up, the bring down, retrieve, mind the haul up. That is our language, just as I've said before. Any question? People don't understand. If you understand, you will have asked a question.
Can you still say that?
Yes, you can say now. If you suppose your school make organization say, okay, we want to go to school with it. With the request of my chief engineer and the office, they will say, okay, we need so number of fuel, so number of oil, so number of food for how many people. Once we get them, we go to sea.
Like how many hours from here to sea?
You can stay to sea. It depends on the side of sea. If you want to go to Port Harcourt, it may take 24 hours or 48 hours. Depends on the speed of the vessel. Okay, if you are going to Ghana, Cameroon, or you want to go to Japan with it, fine. So
like that of Ghana is like how many days?
It depends on the speed. That is what
okay.
Okay, let's go down. Because this is our accommodation. Where you are sitting now is called mess. And we have the navies, we are working together. So we have mess. This is crew mess. Up there we have the officers' mess. This is a crew mess. This is where we eat, drink, we watch television, we play games, and all those stuff. Then here we have the galley. The galley is the kitchen. They call galley kitchen. Here, just as I said, we have our own terminology. Then here we have the plan of the vessel. Then we have our offices. We have offices here also. This is the wet lab. Okay, wet lab and the dry lab. Okay. And the dry lab. This is the dry lab where you process your data. The data you get. So then here you process those data you get from water, all those stuff. You process them through the computer here. Then here you get your wet lab. But here we store some other things here right now. Where we put some bedspread and bedspread here. So this is the wet lab, okay, where we preserve those items we want cold. Maybe ice block. Preserve them for you. Any questions? Cabin for two. Okay? This cabin for two. This cabin for two people. Okay?
But they're gonna pay for it. They'll pay for it. They'll pay.
The people. Yeah. Of course, if students like you are hiring it, you pay for it now before we will take you out. And this is where you'll be staying, waking and sleeping until you and coming out to do your research work that you pay for.
Only one room that is.
No, this is just an example. We have 4-man cabin.
Like how many rooms are?
Then we have other 4 cabins there too, like that, just like that. Well, it is able to take about 18 crew, but we have improvised bed space that can take 32 crew. Okay, so let's go this way. Now we pour the fish from there. Everything will come here. Then we show the fish to this table from there. Then this is where the scientists we sort the type of fish we want to recession. We search it, so we take them one banana, then we will measure them, know whether they may or female, all those stuff. Then we will package them. Then the rest fish we will watch, we'll put them in the bag like this. The rest fish, after sorting them into different spices, we will put them here. You understand? By spicy, then we wash them. When we wash them thoroughly, we put them in a bag. When we bag them, we will then sew the bag. When we sew the bag, we move out the bag. So this is our freezer. Glass freezer. So we don't store all those in the glass freezer. When we store them in the glass freezer, and when they are cake, maybe 30 minutes they are cake, then you are part of them to the sweet here. See what actually move the vessel up and down, okay?
Okay, sir, thank you. Yes, you're back. They're moving. You got to. Be careful. Don't wash your head. Just here. Come on, get more cheese.
Just between what you are doing, one more.
Oh yeah, sir.
Have a vessel you can hire. Okay, so you are welcome on board. My name is Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul Kwagbecha. I'm from Delta State, and I'm the chief officer on board the vessel. The captain is not on board, so I'm deputizing for him. Okay, so this is a research training and exploratory vessel, just as I've told you before. It is used for fishing. Okay, that is why we have what they call otterboard. We have two otterboard, port and starboard. We have otterboard. They help in the spreading of the net, opening of the net. Okay. Then here is the main deck where we do all our activities on deck. This is the deck, the main deck. When they say the main deck, this is the main deck of the vessel. We have this crane here to help us lift heavy objects. Okay. Then we have the vessel survival craft. This survival craft, you understand, is one of the children people ashore. You understand? Then again, if somebody falls overboard, you want to protect it on water, we deploy the survival craft. That's what we call it, survival craft. Okay? But before then, if somebody falls overboard, safety complete. There is a boy, that red boy there, boy, you understand? He's there, and somebody fell overboard, you see the person, you raise an alarm, man overboard, man overboard, man overboard. Then you throw that object towards the person. When you throw the person will hang himself, will sustain himself there until we deploy men that will come and pick him from the water. Okay. Here we have our capstan. Move a bit closer. One of the equipment we have on board, capstan, the wing, the crane, this capstan is used to maneuver the vessel when we are tying alongside the jetty. That's where we use it. This place is our fish dump. This place is our fish dump. When we bring the fish, you understand? When we bring the fish from the net, this place is hydraulic. We open it. Once we open it, we dump all the fish there. So that the people, the researcher that are going to work on it, will not stay under the sun, under the water. Down there. When we go down there, I will show you the train where they are dumped. Okay? Anybody with any question? Let's put it this way. Here we have the main room. These are our hydrographic room for hydrographic work. Come in.
Yeah. Good job. She flash and go down. Hey, go flash. Hello.
Ọ̀gá ọmọ mi lè mí, ọmọ June. Children of water.
So here we have. Yes, the light is on. So they're on something here. So listen from the end.
Stop that.
Who did that?
Okay, just listen. Listen. From the from the extreme head here, we have what they call the magnetic compass. What is compass used for? Direction. So it's not good grammar, okay? Here we have the lighting board. Okay, if you want to light up the vessel, from here we light up the vessel. Then these are the Christmas lighting of the vessel. Then here we have a nav text for weather. Okay, we have weather processing machine. Here we have the type big classification of a AIS transponder. Transponder is like identity of the vessel, but another vessel. For instance, if I a vessel that has an AIS, you understand, it's around me. If I on my AIS, I'll be able to know the name of the vessel, the country, there's some detailed information about that vessel I will know. So that if I want to speak with the vessel, I will just make sure his name instead of the vessel on my port starboard side, blah 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 blah. No, it's not like that. Okay. Then here we have, I told you, we do fishing and research. So these are some of our fishing equipment here on board. This one is a trawl system. Trawl system. When we deploy our net, from here we know whether the equipment is properly deployed or not. Okay. Then this one is the sonar. Fishing sonar. This fishing sonar is like underwater camera that gives us school of fish. There's school of fish around there, we'll see through the fishing sonar. Then we have the navigation equipment. As I said, these are navigation equipment. This one is radar. We have two radars here. The radar is like your eye. Okay, listen, the radar is like your eye. You used to see, like from this radar, you can see up to 24 nautical miles far away. Courses on navigation and radar to be able to master the use of the radar. Okay, then this one is our GPS. This one gives us the position of your vessel every minute, because your company may call you now, where is your location? You tell them the longitude and latitude. They will go to the chart, check the longitude and latitude. They will know where you are at that very particular point in time. Okay, then this is our echo sander. This echo sander will tell you the depth of water you are in. So steady the vessel. With this autopilot, the vessel will be on a straight course. The helmsman who sits here, we just have to be looking to make sure there's no collision objects ahead of him. Okay. Then we have our joystick. This is what controls the vessel. This joystick. Port starboard. This is what controls the vessel. But some other vessel we have very big steering. But nowadays this is what controls the vessel. This is the main engine. This one is back thruster. If I'm moving here, if I put my hand like this and the engine is on, we push my head out. Once my head go out to set the angle I want, I'll put it back and then push ahead. The vessel will just leave the jet too smoothly. Okay. Then these are communicational equipment. These are our intercom and these are radio. With this radio, channel 16, I'll call you see that tower? Okay. That tower there, I will call them. If I call them, I will tell them, look, RV Bayaguna is going to sea for so research. We have number of people on board, the name of the captain and the crews. We put them in that. How many days we are staying at sea, we tell them. So that in case of any event there, they know that Bayaguna is at sea with so number of crew. So they can know how to rescue us. So anything that is happening in the port, we know we are not among. We have left the port at that point in time. Okay. Then we also have the EDIS, electronic chart system. Electronic chart system, because with that chart system you know where you are going, how you are going to get there. You'll be seeing with this one, you'll be seeing where you are going and you understand how to get there. Any question? It depends on where you are going. Like from here to Port Harcourt, you can pay 48 hours to Port Harcourt, depending on the speed. You can do 24 hours, depending on the speed.
Speed depends on the weather conditions.
So it depends on the speed of the vessel to get you to where you are going. This vessel was from came through the water.
Okay.
Came through the water. So from Poland, through the water, like I said. So there's no way, no part of this world this vessel cannot get to.
I want to jump, but where are you taking me?
So, now we have, for instance, in the case of emergency, in case of emergency, and you are disembarking from the vessel, you understand? There's an emergency, maybe there's fire. We cannot off the fire, we cannot fight the fire. There is leakage, we cannot stop the leakage, and the vessel is sinking. The captain will give an order of evacuation. You understand? Disembark, abandon the ship. When the captain say abandon ship, they will put on the general and everybody will gather. You understand? When we gather, the equipment we must take along so that we can identify ourselves in the deep sea there with our whatever things we have. One are the radios, this radio and the other one there. We'll take them along. This is EPEPs. We take the EPEP and the SAS there. With those EPEP, SAS and radio, we'll be able to communicate with other vessels plane or helicopter that are doing search and rescue, even NIOMR, you go to locate us because we trigger some aspect of this IPEC on. It will give me some beams.
You can walk underwater.
Yes, so that is it. Then here we have our radio for telephone, okay, satellite communication system. Then here we have the SSB radio for communication too. Then we have some weather equipment, barometer. Then we have the thermometer there. We put those information together. We give to meteorologists. You're going to tell us when we are going to encounter severe weather, so that we know how to take refuge. Any question?
So what is the vessel running like? What's the vessel? What's it running on?
What is the vessel running on? It's diesel. It's diesel. AGO. Okay. Then here we have our winch. This winch, this is where we operate this big tarpaulin is covering the winch there. The winch is rolled on with a lot of wire on the winch that deploys the outer board for fishing. So when we say let go, the language we use, we have a language on board. The language we use is let go. When we say let go, you allow the wire flow into the water. When we say haul up, you bring the wire out of water. So this is where they operate it. Okay? Any question?
Any question?
Let's go down below then. Let's go down below. Okay, down below.
Ah, you're in the cabin.
Be careful. Oh, I love
Why am I feeling dizzy?
I'm not the only
It's interesting.
There's no light here.
Mo gbọ́dọ̀ yọ nínú fídíò tí mo ti wọ nínú ṣí bíbá yìí.
Ṣé orí náà tó ń ṣe dáadáa?
We watch TV and all this stuff. Then we have a galley. Every other thing. Then we have a galley too. Where they call kitchen. This is our galley. Where the cook is not on board.
Fish no dey inside.
Cook no dey.
So they will cook. And eat.
So these officer men. Then when those scientists come here. We have all the research officers will go for their spices of fish they want. If na mokere, you want the if na what they call am, if na potato, if na croaker, you will pick them. Okay, once you pick them here, you sort them, you measure them, you see their male or female sex, you package your own. Once the research done, researchers have removed their own spices, that is the quantity they want to work on their research. The remaining one, we bag them. The remaining one, we select them into different spices. Then we put them inside this basket. Once we fill this basket, we wash them, thoroughly wash them. Okay, once we wash them, we weigh them 20 kg. Once it's 20 kg, we bag it. Once we bag them, we sew them. Once we sew them, we bring them here. Move. So these are our cold room. These are our fish glass. We call them fish glass. So this one is it shield the fish. It keep the fish. When they don't freeze, okay. Now I go. So this is where they will be. So from here now, the ship engineer will take you to the engine room and show you how the vessel is here.
Fish O.
fish hold. Hold. When they say hold, where they keep something now? Hold.
Fish roll, go. Sausage.
Hold. Like the code room is this. Okay, so like we are chief engineer. Wow. We take you around for the remaining.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good job. You should create something like this. Create something like this.
Question.
When you go create it.
Why they be like Titanic like this? They be like Titanic.
You are inside water now.
Inside water?
Yes.
We are underwater.
Inside, you are not under. Inside.
Very sensitive.
Very sensitive. Hey.
Are we inside?
Look. Deep down the sea engine room of the ship we are going now. I'm here with the prof.
Come.
Yeah. So record that.
Benny, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody.
We don't give me here.
Here we don't know evening or night. Always morning.
Wow.
That is how we greet ourselves here.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
You are highly welcome on board ROV Bayagbona engine room. This is the engine room, the powerhouse. This is the main engine, as you can see. What do I say? The main engine. What this main engine is made for is the pulley, the puller from any country to this country we are called Nigeria. And this one drive the vessel come. Is the main engine. That is Oga Patapata. And here, in my port side, we call generator. Port side generator that green light on. If you on it now, you will see light will come. Everything will come. Telling will on, everything will on. Water will come. We have another one at the starboard side. Instead of left or right, we say port and starboard. Yes, we don't have left or right, we have port and starboard. This is the port side, and that is your starboard side. Yes. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
So we have two generators here. We have compressor that make those things freeze down there, as you can see. Those are the compressor. We have the panel there. Both the chiller and everything, that is the compressor. The system of the freezing system over there. Are you seeing it? Yes, sir. Okay. And this way, we have seawater, to turn seawater to fresh water machine.
Wow.
That is it here.
Which one?
We call it water making machine. Petit C valve. Petit C valve. This is the water making machine. So now be this one. This is it here. We can get at least in a day we can make 2 tons of fresh water from the sea water. And again we get trosser, bow trosser. Even without using the main engine, we can use this one to turn the vessel port and starboard. This small thing you are seeing here. This is the bow trosser. And the main machine for that main winch up is here. This is the panel here. The powerhouse of that main winch is here. So this is the engine room. Any question? And then at your back, I'm coming. We have an electrical panel. There.
Electric panel.
Yes.
Electric panel. What are you?
Okay. Any other question before we move? Okay. Hello. I'm listening before we go outside.
I understand that by turning salt water ocean into fresh water, that will be by removing the salt amount of salt in it.
Can you tell us the pathway involved in removing the salt from the water?
It is a machine made for that. Many vessels have it. By the time we get to the deeper side of the water, then we make the water to pass hot area before it gets to this machine. Then it will cook it on its own. Then remove the salt water back to the sea. Depends on the plumbing system and everything. Then the fresh water will go that way. That's valve you are seeing here, down to the fresh water.
Is this water salty?
Yes.
So it's an ocean, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So any question? If there's no question, let's go outside.
Yes, please.
Follow that man. Please. Wash ground, please. Wash your leg, go. Oh yeah.
Where is the exhaust pipe?
This is what you are seeing.
Okay, this is the exhaust pipe. Where is the diesel tank?
That is it.
Like revealing of the tank of the keg.
Not the keg. That one is the keg. This is the fuel tank. You can see.
Okay, fuel gauge.
Port side and the starboard side.
Okay. How many liters?
2,000.
2,000.
You finish? Yes. For the service time. If you go down, there is gauge you are seeing. We'll fill again. 2,000. You will get where we are going. Not keg though. It's pump. We have pump here. This is purifier that remove dirty water out of fuel. Then you take it down to the service tank. So, bye.
Is there any backup engine?
For this one?
Yeah, because why this one?
Hey, convalescent.
Don't be scared now. Don't be scared. Wait, she came with us now. Not to
You know what that says now?
It was not lady.
Hold it well and climb. Hold it well and climb. Hold it well and climb.
Life that okay. See it all. Okay, see all this.
You shouldn't pull your jacket.
Asap. Yeah, stand. Stand. Wait.
Wait. Just wait. Hold on.
Welcome back, guys. After the tour of the marine, we're going back home. I'll be back tomorrow.
Oh,